Hello, and welcome to Take20. I'm Trey Duke, the Director of Schools here in Murfreesboro City Schools.
Hello, and I'm Maria Johnson, Director of Human Resources for Murfreesboro City Schools.
This episode of Take20 is perfect for parents or grandparents looking for some fun activities to fill the days at home. We're going to begin with science on the sidewalk and self-portraits created with simple items that you probably already have at home.
And at the end of our episode, our instruction team has recommendations for a couple of great games that should be on your wish list for family entertainment. Let's head over to Overall Creek and begin with science on the sidewalk.
Why on the sidewalk, Maria?
Well, because science can be a bit messy and the kitchen was already clean.
Hello MCS family, my name is Mr. Penrose and I'm the robotics teacher at Overall Creek Elementary School. Welcome to Science on the Sidewalk. Today, we're gonna make some popcorn dance. For this experiment, you'll need the following items: a clear container, vinegar, baking soda, and you will need popcorn kernels, not the ones in the bag. You will also need various measuring cups. We're gonna start off by placing about half of a cup of popcorn into our container. If your measurements aren't 100%, that's okay. And if we need to adjust those, we can, depending on the size of your container. Next, I'm gonna start with about 2 cups of vinegar. Again, if you have a smaller container, you might wanna do a little bit less. If you have a larger container, you can try a little bit more. See if I can do this carefully without spilling. There we go. Let's do 1 more cup. Wonderful. And I might recommend you putting some newspaper down, boys and girls, families, just in case it gets a little messy if you don't want the vinegar all over your things. You'll notice, friends, nothing has happened yet. The popcorn's just sitting on the bottom of the vase. Nothing's happened. Well, we're gonna see if we can change that when we add our baking soda. Can you make a prediction? What's gonna happen when I put my baking soda in? Let's find out. I'm gonna start off with just about a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and I'm going to try not to make a mess. There we go. Let's see what's gonna happen, friends. Oh boy. Oh, that's why we wanna use that newspaper or maybe a pie tin. It's fizzing all over. Oh, some of my popcorn kernels are coming out. What is happening? What are you noticing? When I put the baking soda in, we had a chemical reaction. A lot of foam came out. A lot of my popcorn kernels came out. But let's see here, friends. Let's see if we can look closely. My popcorn has now come to the surface. I'm gonna add a little more vinegar so we can see it a little bit better. Let's try this right here. Oh, here we go. Look at that, friends. Here we go. Oh, here comes my dancing popcorn. What is happening right now, friends? Do we know? Why is the popcorn dancing around inside of the glass? Well, what is happening is when I added the vinegar and the baking soda, a chemical reaction happened and a gas called carbon dioxide was formed. And the carbon dioxide, if you look closely, you can see all those bubbles. The carbon dioxide is actually attaching itself to the popcorn kernels. All that CO2, that carbon dioxide, it's clinging to those popcorn kernels and it's moving it up and down. As the popcorn kernels come up to the surface, those bubbles burst and they fall right back down. It almost looks like it's boiling the popcorn, but it's not. This is actually room temperature. It's not hot or really cold, but all of that is happening due to the CO2 being produced with a mixture of the vinegar and the baking soda. Friends, thank you for joining me for Science on the Sidewalk. If you decide to do this experiment at home, please have an adult with you. Remember, you may want to lay something down so you don't make a mess on your kitchen counter. Maybe you should do it outside on the front porch on the sidewalk like we did today. Science is awesome, guys. Hope you have a great winter break, and I hope you get to do this experiment at home. Super fun.
So many great science experiments for children include simple ingredients like baking soda, vinegar, and soap. It's fun for our kids to see the fizzling and bubbles that happen during a really fun science experiment.
And one of the easiest science experiments for little kids is the pepper and soap experiment. Simply fill a bowl with water, add pepper until you sneeze, and put a dab of soap on your finger and watch the pepper run.
Oh yes, let the kids try it with varying sizes of bowls, water, and pepper. They can log it and record their findings. They can make predictions and observations all while having fun. And Add a little food coloring to any science experiment and it's double the fun. Messier, yes. Harder to clean up, probably, but definitely colorful.
Well, as a mom, I would typically say no to food coloring, but since you mentioned colorful, that's a great segue for a quick self-portrait with Rachel at Northfield.
Hello, artists. Today we are going to be creating a self-portrait. I love creating self-portraits with my artists because they always turn out so unique, just like you. So grab a pencil, eraser, and a mirror if you have one, and let's get started. First, we are going to start out with an oval for your head shape. So grab your pencil, get that oval shape on your paper. Don't forget to draw light till you know it's right, then go darker and trace with the marker. After we have our oval shape, we're going to do our eyes. And your eyes are actually located in the middle of your face. So we are going to do 2 eyes, and they are shaped like footballs. So we're gonna do 2 football shapes in the middle. Kind of looks like a rainbow when you do it at first, and then you're gonna go underneath to make that football shape. Don't forget your eyelids on each eye. Another curved line, and then we're going to add some circles inside for our pupils. There we go. And if you want, you can even add some eyelashes to those eyes. Up next, we're going to add a nose, and I like to use curved lines and the letter C for your nose. So we're going to start out with a curved line. It's going to look like a little smiley face, and then we'll do a letter C, and then a backward C on the other side. One more curved line, and then we'll do 2 lines up for our nose. The last thing we're gonna put on this face is gonna be our mouth. And our mouth has 3 different things. We have 2 mountains, we have a valley, and we have a river in between. So we're gonna go up and down to make our mountains. We're gonna make a curved line for our valley, and I'm gonna make a squiggly line in the middle for our river, and there is our mouth. We need some ears, and those go right beside your eyes. That's another long letter C. 1 on each side, okay? And then we have our eyebrows that go right above our eyes. Last thing we need, of course, is hair. Everybody's hair is different. I'm gonna draw my hair, my self-portrait. So if you look on my face, I have kind of like a triangle on my forehead. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that little triangle right there on my forehead. And your hair comes off of your head a little bit. So I'm gonna go over and down and make my hair a little bit curly at the end. Over and down, make my hair a little bit curly. Then I'll draw my neck that comes down from my ears. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this curved line at the top so that you can see that hair. There we go. All right, so now we have our portrait. This is my completed portrait that I did earlier. I used chalk to fill it in with color, and I added some details in my eyes. I used my eye color, which is brown. I added some shading on top of my head with some darker colors, and I went in with lighter colors on the sides of my face to add depth. And you can use whatever kind of material you would like whenever you create your portrait.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing your self-portrait with our audience.
It's time to check in on our instruction team. At your home, you might have family-friendly classic board games like Monopoly,
That one takes forever.
Scrabble, chess, or even checkers. My family loves the game Sorry.
I've said it once and it deserves to be repeated. Games are just a great way to create conversations as a family and strengthen skills like math and reading and following the rules for children. So let's see which games are exciting for our instructional team.
Thank you, Dr. Duke. I am here with the instruction department ladies, science and all things math. And you know, not only are we teachers, but we're also moms. And so during those winter months, we just love to play some games. So ladies, y'all have brought several games with me today. What's your favorites and why?
I love playing games with our kids. and some of them like to make noises. So the games I brought today to share with y'all, one of my favorites is called Suspend. And this game is kind of like Pixie Sticks and Jenga. So it's a balancing game, really good for students that need that hand-eye coordination, and all ages can play that game. Another great game is Set. It's a card game, and this one is really good for identifying patterns for students, and kids can really stomp their parents on this one.
I think I've played Set before with a small child, and I think they beat me.
Mm-hmm.
I love
yes.
that game. That's a really good one. Leah, what do you have today? Something that makes noise, I've heard.
Yes, I think let's just start with Mr. Botley here. This is a little robot that you can program, and you could set like obstacles, like stuffed animals or something in the ground, and then the game would be you have to program this to go and get the toy. What I love about this is you don't have to connect it to a computer. Oh. So this says move forward 1 space, and then this is where you play what you've programmed. So I've programmed it to take 1 step forward. Catch it? It's gonna
Oh, so fun. What else do you have?
Well, this one is contraptions, and it's just made of these little wooden planks and a little wall, and they set it up and they build little towers, or they can build Rube Goldberg machines, or just like tunnels for the balls to roll down. And you can get a big box of them with like hundreds, and it keeps them really busy for a while. Yeah.
Yes, kind of like Jenga, to
Yeah.
make my own game.
Yeah. I love critical thinking games. You cannot go wrong with Think Fun. So this is a game, it has little cards and it tells you like some pieces that have to go in certain spots. And this one's also Think Fun, and it gives you a card and you have to figure out how to put the pieces there, but the pieces are all different shapes, so it will only go a certain way.
Love that.
Very-
Kind of like a tangram. You remember those in math?
Yep, and there's a similar game to that one called Katamino, and this game is made with wooden pieces. It has hundreds of puzzles that you can make with this, and it's great for spatial reasoning. So I highly recommend this one, and it will stump even the best puzzle solvers. So
This is great. Well, I so appreciate you coming and talking about games. And parents, we hope you will take advantage of some of these great ideas for games and just have some fun over these winter months with your kids.
The great thing about games is they can grow with your family. Depending on how competitive your family is, the card game Taco, Cat, Goat, Cheese, Pizza is so fun. But a simple game of Uno may sometimes be best.
Well, this Take 20 has gone by super fast. Do you think we have time for a quick game?
Why, sure.
Well, I just happen to have Taco, Cat, Goat, Cheese, Pizza with me, so let's get a table and let's start playing.
Dr. Duke, I have never played Taco, Cat, Goat, Cheese, Pizza before. Can you explain to me how to play?
Absolutely. It's really a simple game that you can play with 2 people or more. And I'll say the more players you have, the more fun it is. So it's really simple. We're just going to repeat that phrase, Taco, Cat, Goat, Cheese, Pizza.
Okay.
And every time we say it, we're going to lay down one of our cards on top. So if I say Taco,
Cat,
Goat,
Cheese,
Pizza. Oh, and when the word in the picture matches, we want to slap the hands down. And the first person to slap their hands down wins, and the last player to slap their hands down has to take all the cards and put it under their stack. And the objective is to get rid of all your cards as quickly as you can. Now, I will say there's a couple tricky cards in there.
Oh.
Okay, there's a gorilla card, and if you get that, you got to beat your chest like a gorilla. There's a groundhog card, which means you have to hammer the floor like a groundhog.
Okay.
And there's a narwhal card, which means you got to have a unicorn on your head. All right, you
this
ready?
sounds fun.
It's going to be a great time.
Taco.
Cat. Oh, so you have to take them.
Okay.
right.
Taco.
Cat.
Goat.
Oh, man.
I got you, Dr. Duke. Ready?
Yep.
Taco.
Cat. You got it again.
Taco.
Cat.
Goat.
You're beating me.
Taco.
Cat.
Goat.
Cheese. I got
You
that
got me, okay. Taco.
Cat.
Goat.
Oh.
I'm dusting you, Dr.
Yeah,
Duke.
you are.
Taco. I'm gonna break the table.
And the great thing about this game is the more players you have, the faster it moves and the more fun it is. Congratulations on winning.
Thank you, Dr. Duke.
Well, we've had a great time with this episode of Take 20 and all the games that we've played. We hope you've had as much fun as we have. Until next time, we want to say thank you for all you do, and thank you for helping us make sure that every student in Murfreesboro City Schools is known, safe, challenged, and empowered.